everybody. It is our last day here in Pisa. We've got to check out of our Airbnb in about 30 minutes. So we have just finished up packing, getting ready for the day, and I figured I would give you guys a tour of what 40 euros a night can get you in the heart of Pisa. Here is our massive living room, right off of a kitchen. Janella did make an espresso yesterday. And moving on, here is our bathroom. Kind of small, but sufficient for 3 or 4 days. And then our bedroom, pretty large bedroom, huge bed, which was nice. It's a really nice place. And again, it only costs 40 euro a night. So we are all packed up now. We're gonna go grab some breakfast and then head to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I picked up a waffle with Nutella and powdered sugar. And then in our bags we have 3 different croissants. One with cream filling, one with chocolate filling, and one with apricot filling. And Janella, of course, picked up a cappuccino. We're gonna eat these on our way to the tower.
We made it here, but also it looks like the end of the 5K is actually here behind me. I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of people here, but we're going to try to take the iconic picture holding up the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Update, Taylor read the sign. It is a marathon that is going on right now. So lucky us. That's why everyone's awake for this marathon. We are literally spending so much time trying to figure out how to take this freaking picture because it does not come out right at all. And there's so many people, so it's really frustrating. And I got really frustrated and had a moment of weakness. I wanted to just give up. And then we came by the right side of the tower, and there's all these little like pillars next to it where everyone takes the photo, and it's a way better angle from here.
She gets very frustrated at me because I'm normally the one that takes the picture, and so she finds all the flaws in the pictures that I take. And then I think when she had to take a picture of me, she realized how difficult it was to get everything lined up just like it should be.
You have to be like, put your right arm like this and your left, and it's opposite, and it was really hard.
Yeah.
But I think we got it, so moving on. So in this little area, I think it's still called the Duomo, there's the cathedral, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and the baptistry that we're gonna visit. Hopefully they're all free. You can also climb the Tower of Pisa, which I don't think we're gonna do. We've got enough climbing. But we're headed to the cathedral right now. We just finished with the cathedral behind us. It was free of charge. It was really, really cool. It had the green and white marbling like Florence did, but you're only allowed to go like literally in the entrance and look down the aisle, the main aisle, so kind of stinks. But it was nice. And now we're headed in front of us to the baptistry. We have been informed that the tickets are through the door of this clock tower little area. So we're gonna see how much it costs to get into the cemetery and the baptistry. Okay, so your ticket options are €5 to see one thing, €7 to see two, €8 to see three, and €9 to see four. The cathedral is free, but your other options are the baptistry, the Camposanto Cemetery, the tower. No, the tower, to climb the tower by itself is €18, so that doesn't even count in this ticket. And then there's two museums that you could choose from too. So we decided to pay €7 each for the baptistry and Camposanto because we thought that was worth it. And we still have plenty of time to explore everything else. Name of this baptistry is the Baptistry of San Giovanni, which means St. John, and it is the largest baptistry in all of Italy. With the ticket, you are also allowed access to this upper balcony area. We just came through the exit. No big deal, but it's kind of cool up here. And since it's in the same lawn as the Leaning Tower of Pisa, this building also is leaning because the entire ground is unstable, but it said it leans by 0.6 degrees, so nothing really significant. Thoughts?
We have no other option but to compare this to the baptistry that we saw on Friday in Florence, and even though this one is a little bit bigger, I think it's bigger vertically, I prefer the one in Florence. It was a lot more grand, a lot more like gold leafing, bigger, cooler doors. The one in Florence cost us €18 each to get to the baptistry and the cathedral and
the bell tower,
and the museum. So I think that was much better value for your money than the €5 we spent to see this one. But we'll make that ultimate decision after the Camposanto. Time for this edition of Tips with Taylor. Save your €14, skip the baptistry and the Camposanto, and buy 6 cups of gelato.
Yeah, I think you can just look at the buildings from the outside.
Yeah.
Look at the white and green marbling, and you'd be good to go. There's nothing of real historical importance in these, and no one famous was buried here, so I think just looking at it from the outside is perfect enough. Also, in these little plazas, you can see that car. The cars just go wherever they feel like. People are just walking, and a car might just be headed right towards you and then just veer right around you. It's a little scary. Also, parking spaces are just wherever you feel like. This is just right in the middle of the square. There goes the car, just veering through people down another alley. Oh, oh. Pisa for about 4 hours now. And everyone told me that we could pretty much see it in 3 hours, and I kind of believe it now. We are on the last thing of our list. Behind us is the Palazzo Blu. It is a museum, and everyone just said just to take a picture of it because it's like the only blue building out of all these cream and orange colored buildings. We are now headed to Santa Maria della Spina Church. That is the last church on my list of things to do. We just passed another market back there that we're gonna come back to. And then we gotta figure out what we wanna do for the next 4 hours before we can pretty much go to the lounge to hang out before our flight.
So overall, I think we did this trip perfectly. We made our home base Pisa. We made our apartment home base right near the train station, which happened to be on the main street. And so we were able to catch a train both days from here to Florence and then to Cinque Terre. And then the last day, when we have less time, we can explore Pisa. And like Janella said, you can do it in 3-4 hours and see pretty much everything you need to. So we did it great.
So if you only have a little bit of time to see Pisa, just go straight to the Duomo, see the Leaning Tower of Pisa, take your picture, maybe climb up it if you feel like it, see the baptistry and the cemetery from outside, come check out the river that we're by. It's so wide and different than any other one. And honestly, you've seen it all.
When all else fails and you've run out of things to see in a city, there's only one place to go: the shoe store.
How many of these do you think Taylor has? The answer is 2. He has these back at home, and he has these back at home.
That store had some questionable, we'll call them, Jordans. So we're gonna pass and look for another Christmas market. We know there's one at the end of this street, so we're gonna check that out, and then we might be heading to the airport 4 or 5 hours early. We'll see.
Finished up our time in the city, and we are catching a bus to the airport, and hopefully we can just hang out in the lounge for a few hours before our flight. Let's try option number 2, the Pisa Mover, which is the train that takes you from the city center to the airport. We tried to take the bus, and then we translated the sign that basically, we believe, said that the bus no longer stops at that station. It deviates towards another route. So that's our luck, like always. So Pisa Mover, here we come. Definitely the way to go. €5, quick 10 minutes, quick and easy, and now we are at the airport.
made it to the lounge. We are literally the only people in this whole place. It looks kind of like if your
at a hotel.
Italian grandmother were to decorate her home. That's kind of what this place looks like. But it does have free food and drinks, so.
They had prosciutto and cheese sandwiches. They had pizza. All the drinks you can think of. And I got a little quiche. Hi guys, you can see we are already back home. I was very tired all day and gave up on filming. We stayed in the lounge at the Pisa airport for 4 or 5 hours. It was amazing. I planned for our Christmas trip. I did some research on Budapest and Vienna because we're doing that for our Christmas and New Year's trip. They had pizza, sandwiches, fruit, all the drinks you could think of.
Cookies.
Peanuts, cookies. So basically just went back for a couple rounds of the same thing. Every time that there would be like a new pizza, it was pretty much just cheese the entire time. Just a cheese pizza, we'd go back. There was nobody for like 3 hours and then suddenly everyone started coming in and filling the lounge up. And then at 5:15, the board said to go to gate 24 where they were boarding, and this time we literally left the lounge and we showed up at our gate, which was literally right outside the lounge, and they were actually boarding. Like, what a miracle. And so we didn't even have to wait. And then we both had aisle seats and we sat really far away from each other, so I couldn't take a video of us taking off or landing. And I tried to sleep the entire flight. And then we got home and we had to take the same Stansted Express.
We have a week off next weekend, and then in 2 weeks we will be heading to Budapest for Christmas.
Yep. Stay tuned for that. And for now, good night.